So I'm going to start, and what's going to happen is I'm doing a PowerPoint presentation, and then at the end of it, I'll be taking questions. What we're talking about is October 25, that citizens of Ottawa will be electing a new mayor for the City of Ottawa. And just to let you know, at 8:32 this morning, I registered as a candidate for mayor of the City of Ottawa. I'm bringing to the table the qualities of integrity, experience, and leadership. Under integrity, I have a record in this town of supporting electoral reform, of supporting transparency in government, making sure that the public officials that are elected to do the public's work is responsible to the public and not beholden to special interest groups. You will see that I have supported the Auditor General, the position of the Auditor General here at the City. I have supported and will be supporting a lobbyist registry here at the City of Ottawa. The City of Ottawa has a $2.1 billion budget. A significant amount of that gets tendered in contracts to service providers of various shapes and forms. I think people should know who is lobbying who at City Council for those contracts. I'm also a supporter of establishing an integrity commissioner at City Hall. Often we're placed in difficult situations that conflict with our private roles and our public roles. And this is a position that is permitted under the Municipal Act the previous City Council asked for, so we have the capacity of getting this position in place. I've also made it very clear that in my campaign I'm looking for support from individual voters. I will not be accepting contributions from corporations or unions. These are fine organizations in their own right, but they do not elect anybody. Their money, though, certainly helps shape the City Council. I don't think that's a good thing. I think that should be left to voters, and as a result, I will not be accepting corporate or union contributions. I bring experience from the community. Why do I talk about the community? It shapes the values that I've developed in representing the public here at City Council. It shows the breadth of my knowledge in the community. If you look at the different organizations I've been involved in, particularly in the nonprofit sector, we deal with folks that live in our community, live in our neighborhoods, and I think that's an important asset to bring to the table. I also bring experience in government. I have an electoral record, both at the school board, at the previous City of Ottawa, at regional government, and at Queen's Park. And from the time of amalgamation in 2000, I have been elected and re-elected representing Bay Ward for the past 3 elections, and you can see my track record there. My experience in government has been evaluated by voters, has been evaluated by people in the community, has been evaluated by journalists. I'm very pleased that Ecology Ottawa has consistently ranked me high in their report cards. The environment is an important concern of the citizens of Ottawa. It's clearly not the only concern we have, but it is a fundamental part of what government does to try and improve our city so that we can bequeath it to our children and know that it's going to be a better place for them in the future. Sorry. Leadership is going to be a key issue in this election. It has been a key issue throughout this term of council. A leader must be able to provide a vision. A leader at this level must be able to make government work. So my vision is to build a livable capital city that is safe, green, and clean, that provides services that people want at a reasonable cost. A city that is inclusive, respects its diversity in age, heritage, and culture, and builds for the future. I'm interested in building this city. What does this mean? I want to go past simply talking about the rhetoric. It means looking at the city more than simply bricks and mortar. Bricks and mortar are important. Infrastructure is important. People expect the city to do the basics in terms of infrastructure. However, it also means dealing with the people who live in this community. People live in a city more than just for the bricks and mortar. So that means investing in good crime prevention policies, good public transit, improving our sewer system. We have a scandal in our hands with the amount of sewer discharges into the Ottawa River. We need to address that. This council has begun to address that. We need to complete that file. Building new communities with parks, with community facilities, ensuring services for our seniors. We have an aging population. Within 20 years, 1 in 4 residents is going to be a senior. 20 years, I will be 78, so I'm interested. Helping new Canadians adapt to life here in our city. This is a growing city, and this city grows more from migration than from births. That's a fact. And we have to make sure that we're able to help people coming to our city to be able to live as full citizens in our community. And building for the future. Our rapid transit system is the prime example of building for the future. I'll speak about that later on. Leadership. Making government work. Know how to develop policies and programs. Know how to plan debate both on council and in the community. A leader has to bring the City Hall issues to the community, engage in that discussion, and sometimes takes the criticism that flows from that discussion, because not everyone's going to agree. But you have to have the strength of your convictions to go out there and talk about issues, whether it's green bin or public transit, you name it, and be able to take the heat. I found in my political career, not everyone agrees with me, but everyone respects the fact that I'm able to go out and talk to them about the difficult issues and give them the time, because they're citizens. Our citizens, it's their city, they pay taxes, to provide the time for alternate views and have that debate. Ultimately, there has to be a decision. Not everyone's going to be pleased with that decision. But if we are to grow this city, we have to make those decisions. But you make those decisions by engaging the public as much as you can in the process, because it validates the decision. We've gone through a very difficult process with a rapid transit plan. We've been deliberate, painstakingly deliberate, in consulting with the community, to the point where some people are saying, come on, get on with it. But there's a purpose to taking our time, to making sure that people understand what's going on, to accommodate debate, and then make a decision. And ultimately, in making government work, is to provide the services that people want with the limited tax dollars that we have. So what does this mean? It means working with residents, with city staff, and with your elected colleagues. Being respectful of different opinions, not being afraid to tell the truth, being honest about taxes. I talk about providing services at reasonable cost, and you will find that I will talk about tax increases. It's not the first time that I've run for elected office and talked about tax increases. I talk about reasonable tax increases. I could not hold the position I have today if I was out of sync with the public in terms of tax increases. People expect the city to be efficient as possible, but people also recognize that there are inflationary pressures. When the price of gas goes up, we do not pull buses off the street. We do not pull police cars off the street. We do not pull ambulances off the street. We suck it up and make it happen. So residents expect the city to be smart about how it conducts business, and that's our challenge always. And I can tell you, that challenge will continue under my administration.